73% of crisis is the response. It's not the rumor. It's not what people were saying about you, but how you respond to that. I want you to listen to me when I tell you 73% of the problem and how crises are caused is by your response. Miss Cheyenne Bryant, Miss Cheyenne, she didn't lose the room over the Argosy conversation. She lost it over one sentence, really, one sentence on a microphone. And had she been prepared for that, a little media training, things would be a lot different. Welcome to the Judgy Podcast. I'm your girl, Tanya McKenzie, and today we are going to dive into crisis comms and we're going to do an autopsy with receipts. I dug them up and we're going to talk about it because this conversation, usually most conversations, they are missing a PR perspective. They are missing the right crisis comms perspective, how this could have been avoided. And you're always going to get from me what you can take back for yourself, your own personal brand, and how you can improve whatever it is that you have going on. Because communications, one thing about communications, and this is why I love attorneys, is because it's the English language and it's interpretation. And it's also how you use your words, okay? How you use your words. Here is what we know that's real about this woman. Well, this is what the internet is saying. She's a San Pedro girl. She said she started Cal State Northridge at 17. CSUN. I went to CSUN. None of my friends or sorority sisters from CSUN know her. My cousin is a AKA from Northridge. And nobody knows her. Her line does not know her. No one we know knows her. So I want you to sit with that. So there's that. She said she was a psychology and Pan-African studies major. Pan-African studies, most of us were in Pan-African studies all the time. I'm talking about from PAS 101 in Summer Bridge all the way until we graduated. So most of the PAS instructors we knew. Some of the students we went to school with wound up being professors, and none of them know her. Nobody can run it back on Miss Cheyenne Bryant. Just throwing that out there. We've been asking. Once you throw CSUN in there, you know what I'm saying? We are going to check the records. That's what we have right now. So she said she had her master's at Phoenix, University of Phoenix. Her doctorate, this is where it gets sticky, was from Argosy University in counseling psychology. She said she was the president of the NAACP, branch 1069. I don't know if anybody wants to check that. That's what the record shows. She was the founder of the Dr. Bryant Institute, author of Mental Detox, MTV's Teen Mom Family Reunion co-producer credit. She's been on big stages. Ayala, Oprah adjacent, you know what I'm saying? Forbes features, Club Shay Shay, Cam Newton, Paul Pierce, The Breakfast Club, twice. That's a real career. She's built a real resume for herself. I'm not here to act like that's not so. She has a career in whatever it is she does. But here is where it gets sticky. Depending on which year you look and which interview you watch, which bio you read, the credentials and the story shifts. One version of Doctor of Psychology, another says doctorate in counseling psychology. Another version has her as a marriage, family, and child therapist for over 12 years. Okay. Another version calls her a psychology expert. Listen, this is one of the things I teach profusely about brands is they should be consistent across platforms. Those are not the same titles. They're just not. Those are not interchangeable either in regards to what they do. An MFT has a license you can verify in 30 seconds on the California Board of Behavioral Sciences website. You can. My girl, Sarita Butler, She got married. She has a new last name now, I think. I don't know. She might still just be Sarita B. But she lived with me while she was going to school. It was not an easy thing. Okay, she lived somewhere else, but she was always at our house because I fed her because she was school is not becoming a doctor is not an easy thing. It's not something you just do. I'm just going to do this real quick. There's no real quick. A psychologist has a doctorate and a clinical license. A life coach is a different lane entirely. Psychology expert is not a title. That's a LinkedIn header. Okay? Everybody is an expert right now. Everybody is an expert in what they do. We have someone right now in the White House who says he's an expert in A, B, and C, and the only thing we know he's an expert in, okay, is being in files. None of them good. Is filing for bankruptcy. Okay? None of this is good. But he's an expert. And you got people calling him an expert and voting for him because they think he can do a certain thing. That seems to be our reality right now in this country. It feels like the current administration itself has lowered the bar on professionalism and expectations. They are the masters. They are the ones that ushered in alternative facts. And it feels like that's what we're dealing with right now. So here we go. November 2024, comedian Corey Holcomb opens up his mouth, as he usually does. You know the title of his podcast, right? I think it's like 5150. He's crazy. Corey opened his mouth. Corey goes on the Ryan Cameron Uncensored. I think that was the pod he was on. He says Cheyenne is not a real doctor. He says she is lying about her credentials. He said it loud, and then he said it again, and again, and again. And what did the internet do? They came for Corey. They came for Corey. They came for him. They said he was hating. They said he was bitter. They said he was jealous of the success of this Black woman. They threw him under the bus. They threw him in a bag and zipped it up and threw it away. Corey. Oh. Now, hear me. I get it. Okay? I get it. I get it. The circle up for Black women in public spaces. I get it. This is the instinct. This is the muscle memory. We have to defend each other. We have to make sure no one is, just messing on us. That's what we do. You've done it. And we'll do it again. We'll circle the wagons and defend our girl. But here's what should have happened with her camp. Okay? Her team that night. A war room. A publicist, a lawyer, and a strategist sitting at a table going, okay, the accusations are out there. The internet is defending us for free right now, but it will come back to haunt us. It's coming back. Everything spins the block. It does. We have 90 days to get our paperwork tight, to quiet the haters, to quietly adjust the public bio to match what we are trying to defend. Get your war room together. Get your team ready. That's crisis comms. Instead, the internet did what the internet does. She did not call anybody. She kept the bios up. She kept the language up. She kept the podcast going, and she got comfortable. Ego will take you down every time. Every time. I've been working in public relations and marketing for years. Over 30 years. And if you do not control the narrative, the streets will, and it will not be in your favor. Executives and celebrities, they get so comfortable. They think that they are invincible. They don't do any media training. They don't get their war room ready. They don't prep for disaster. And then disaster takes them down. It never fails. When you let your ego drive how you run your business, how you run your brand, they'll take you down. So, okay. Corey, well, he didn't let up, and he hasn't. He hasn't said much, but these recent conversations have brought him back out of the shadows, and he's letting everyone know, I told you so. January 2025, he was back at it again. May 2025, he was back at it again. July 2025, after she stumbled on Paul Pierce and Cam Newton, he was back at it again. Corey Holcomb has been on her neck, okay? But he has a credibility problem. Even though I don't watch his show too often, but he has a credibility issue going on. We'll leave that for another conversation. But in this situation, he was not the villain. He was the smoke alarm. Her team, they just kept hitting snooze like it was just going to go away. But now the house is on fire. Enter Joe Budden. Okay. She goes on the Joe Budden Network, Joe Budden Podcast. She's comfortable. Again, she's still comfortable because, well, the house ain't burned down yet. So she's comfortable. She feels like she can just out talk the situation. She's confident. No visible prep, though. She's trying to finagle this conversation. No publicist in the room. No mock interview the night before. And she says on a microphone that a license is only needed so you can bill insurance. That she prefers operating privately because she is, quote unquote, not binded by ethics and regulations. Let me say that one more time. She says she does what she does, so she's not binded by ethics boards and regulations. You told millions of people that the reason you don't have clinical license is because you do not want to be bound by ethics. I don't know one publicist, one public relations professional, one communications professional that would have told you it was okay to say that. I don't. I absolutely do not. Like, either the people that are working for you are not effective or you don't have people working for you because you think you don't need it. And it's a common crisis issue with professionals and celebrities, athletes, executives. They think they're beyond reproach and they get taken down every time. You said you do not want to be bound by ethics. Those words came out of your mouth. Oh my God. I would have died had I been your publicist. The not binded by grammar alone is a whole episode. Run it. Jesus Christ. Not binded by. The doctor of psychology said not binded by. Those words are burning right now. They are burning her down. They're burning her down. Okay. They're burning her brand down right now. This is not a credentials problem. This is a values problem. And the audience, they heard it. They heard it loud and clear, as you can tell on the internet. The internet did what the internet does. They went to the archives. They pulled up the Cam Newton conversation. They pulled up the Paul Pierce conversation. They pulled up every old Ayala clip. They built a case in 72 hours that her team, it's something her team should have been preparing for. Anytime you go on camera, you should be prepared with what you are going to say. You should be prepared on what you're not going to say. They should have been preparing a defense for the last 18 months, and they didn't. 18 months of warning wasted. Corey Holcomb been on her neck. So she goes on the Breakfast Club to clean it up. Lord help her. Because clean it up, she didn't. Not at all. Argosy closed. Record retention is only for 2 years with the third party. What? It just sounded crazy. She has some stuff from her old student portal and she did not pursue a refund when the school shut down. I mean, did not pursue a refund? Okay, listen, ma'am. It didn't sound right. And again, had you done your media training and your prep for the interview, somebody in the room would have told you, don't say that. Don't say that. Let's say this instead. Don't say that. Let's say this. That's part of media training. Okay? If you went to Argosy, you know what the program cost? Anybody, feel free to look it up because I have. It's 5 figures, easy. 6 if you stretched it out. And the program isn't easy. Who is just walking away from that kind of money? Who? Tell me who. Show me somebody, raise your hand. And then to top it off, one of my homegirls called me from San Jose. I think she's in San Jose now. She went to Argosy and she completed the program. And she said she had to get her transcripts. And she let me know she has them. She's hot like fish grease right now. That this is the conversation that's being had around the work that she did all these years. So when people are like, oh, I don't understand why people are so mad, because someone is sitting around saying they did exactly what someone else did, that actually did the work, that actually had the sweat equity, that actually spent the money, that actually had to go through all of the steps. So no, I don't want someone standing next to me saying we did the same thing and we didn't. And you get the rewards and I'm still over here struggling. Like, no, ma'am, I'm gonna have to let you know you're lying. So for people that did go to Argosy and study these programs, yeah, they're hot as fish grease right now. And I can understand that. So I have been getting calls from people that went to Argosy and that got their doctorate in these programs and didn't, and have their transcripts So then there's that. So the rule, I want you to write this down. If your explanation creates more questions than the original accusation, your explanation is not working. First of all, anytime you have to explain, you've already lost. But if your explanation actually creates more work for you, you need to stop talking. She didn't stop talking. She doubled down. And then she came in with the line that ended it all. I do not give an F what your narrative is. Controllers. My controllers out there. All the people that know how to control their narrative or at least are working on it. That is the clip. That is the one moving around at 2 a.m. on Threads. That is the one that people are sharing. That is the one her ex-clients are screenshotting. That is the line that is going to follow her into every brand deal, every keynote, every casting call for the next 3 years at least. The Breakfast Club was the wrong room. Morning radio is built for entertainment, not exoneration. Okay? They get paid to keep it messy because messy gets the clips. She walked into a room designed to make her story bigger, and she let them do it. Actually, she damn near begged them to do it. She had the can opener and opened the can of worms herself. Now I want you to lean in because this is the part for you, not Cheyenne. It is ignorant to think you do not need media training, okay? Especially if you're going on podcasts and you're speaking on your business, you're speaking in public, you're giving presentations, you need media training. Arrogant, okay? It's what it is when people think they don't need the media training. I do not care how charismatic you are. I do not care how many followers you have. I do not care how successful your business is. The bigger platform, the bigger the stakes. The bigger the platform, the bigger the stakes. Okay? Do not be arrogant. The bigger the platform, the bigger the stakes, and the bigger the losses if you don't do it right. The bigger the platform, the more you need someone in your ear who is paid to tell you no. Absolutely not. Do not say that. Absolutely not. I see your blind spots. I see where you think this might pass the smell test, but it will not. Do not say that. Doctors have doctors. Lawyers have lawyers. Therapists have therapists. Oprah has a team whose entire job is to protect Oprah from Oprah. If Oprah has a team, then you should too. You need a team, okay? You need a team. There is no, well, I know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go riff on this podcast because you be done slip and said something that crumbles your whole brand. It has happened more than once, and it will continue to happen again because people are so egotistical and arrogant that they think it can't happen to them until it does. Okay? Until it does. You need to understand founders, executives, pastors, athletes, influencers, they walk into rooms cold. They freeze themselves out with what they have to say. Why are you trusting charisma over strategy? Why? It's there. There's an option to not screw shit up. There's an option. I'm sure there was one for Cheyenne also, and she didn't take it. She decided to be arrogant, unless she has a team that just ain't that good. Now, listen, there's a lot of people out there that call themselves publicists. Just like there's people out there that call themselves therapists or psychologists or psychology experts. There's people out there that call themselves publicists that have no idea what they're doing. It happens. They have no idea how to media train someone. They have no idea how to message a conversation. There are people out there that will do that, and they'll take your money and have no problem doing it and watching you burn. And right now she's burning. Cheyenne, in my professional opinion, has been operating without a team or an ineffective team. That's it. They are either she has a team that's scared of her or a team that she just keeps overruling. Because that's another thing. People can have therapists and then they don't listen to them. Because I'm going to give my best advice every time. You can like it or not, but I'm going to give it to you because I'm not going to be responsible for you crashing and burning. I'm not going to do it. Right? But we get overruled because all we're doing is consulting for the most part. We're not the final say. So either she don't have a team or she overrules her team, she bullies her team. This is the most expensive mistake in the personal brand business. By the time you realize you needed help, the damage is in the algorithm already. It's just out there, it's floating around. And the algorithm does not forget. It does not. It never forgets. It's a living receipt. It is a living receipt. Professionals need professionals. There is no shame in that. The shame is in pretending you don't. Controlling the narrative is intentional. It takes work. And sometimes it takes guidance from someone who is not in love with you. It's just, you're not gonna, I ain't no yes man. So again, I don't know who her people are, but I know yes man. I fire clients. I will be like, you're not listening to me. And why are we here? Because good clients are, for us, are the best marketing. So if you ain't gonna listen to me and you keep being outside acting up, why on earth would I work with you? You're not listening. I'm useless here. Professionals need professionals. And from someone who is not in love with this woman, I am telling her she needs a professional to help her. Somebody who is paid to tell her, no, ma'am, do not say that. Do not do that. Let's fix this. Listen, I'm going to give you the playbook real quick so you can actually use this episode. I want to make sure that everything I put out is useful. Okay? Everything. I've got a couple comments. One, the Fifth Amendment. Yes, ma'am, that works. The Fifth Amendment works. She relied on pretty privilege. Oh, that's a whole other episode because I mean, there's pretty privilege. There's, financial privilege, people that think they have so much money that they don't have to, do the things that they should be doing, or they can just get away with things. We have someone in office right now doing that. She called it pretty punishment, like people that are being hated on because they're so pretty. I mean, is that really a thing? I don't know. Because if your actions match with your work, I mean, there's always going to be haters, but my line sister, she's beautiful, she's smart, and she's nice to people. And she's so nice to people, it gets on my nerves. I'd be like, girl, you can say no. She never says no. She's always giving, and she's gorgeous. There are people like that. So when you have people that are, and listen, I watched the, what is it, Basketball Wives episode with her on there. Yeah, Cheyenne was on Basketball Wives, and she's done some other tacky reality stuff also. I was like, ooh, she's a mean girl. I almost feel like this is a character she's playing. I could be wrong, but all I'm saying is, if you had media training, then you would know how to deal with all of that, right? So let me get back to y'all and the playbook so you can take something away from this. I want every episode to be something you can take away. 1, stop defending the title. Define the lane. Doctor is the hill, and the hill is on fire. She needs to climb off that hill, slide down. In San Jose, we had this slide. It was at Brigadoon Park. If anybody's from San Jose and you know Brigadoon Park, we would get this cardboard and we would sit. It was a cement slide, and we would slide down that hill. She needs to get some cardboard and slide down that hill because it's on fire. I'm a life coach with a background in psychology. That is a whole sentence, and she should use it. I'm giving it to her. Use it. 2, receipts before rebuttals. Before you go on any podcast, post any caption, recording any IG live, any of that with a glass of wine and grievance, before you do any of that, get your paperwork in order. Okay? Crisis comms is not about who talks first. It's about who can prove what they said. Number 3, the apology clip for her, it comes right after the cuss out. Like the cussing out, it's first of all, it was unnecessary, but it also let us know how defensive she was. The apology clip is the one that has been traveling, is the one that needs to travel. I'm sorry. She needs to get on that immediately. No argosy. She needs to just be honest about that at some point. I don't know. I'm confused on how she's still riding that train. But she needs to apologize to the audience that she dismissed. Not the critics, the women who trusted her doc squad, and the people that have trusted her and felt talked down to. She needs to be specific, not vague. Vague apologies are pretty much confessions. She needs to sit with a peer, not on a morning show. She needs to sit with a professional and not do it for the gram, but do it to really fix this bridge that she has built between her and other professionals. Like, I don't know how I would ever be recommended for anything notable if I was beefing with other people in communications. If I'm telling other PR pros and other comms pros, F you, you know what I'm saying? You're just jealous of me. Like, how do you move forward with that conversation? How? I can't even imagine. Most of my best experiences, the biggest stages I've been on, have been in collaboration with other professionals. Like, how are you going to do that when you're over here shitting on other pros that are saying what you're doing is disgracing our industry? I don't know what she's thinking, how she's thinking, and the people around her are being like, okay, it's cool. Keep doing you, boo. How about don't? How about don't? Let's see. We got one. It says, I agree. She was counting on pretty and light skin privilege to keep her unchallenged. That's kind of the world we live in. I mean, again, you look at our current administration. They think all the Botox and lip fillers makes them beyond reproach. Like, what? They're the ones that came up with alternate facts. And I think people have really been running with that. Let me use my looks to downplay my substance. Kind of the world we live in right now. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Anyways, shut up. One of my principles in crisis comms is the first, 72 hour, just shut up. Be quiet and listen. Do some social listening, some active listening. Really hear what people are saying instead of dismissing it. Listen to hear and not listen to defend. Listen and hear how you've hurt people. Listen and hear how you've broken trust. Listen to the words that are coming out of the people's mouth. And even if it's not clear, feel what they are saying, because that is exactly what you're going to have to deal with if you ever want to come back into a professional realm where people respect you. It's something that has to happen. Someone who states people can see how effective she was by sessions with Shannon Sharp. But Shannon Sharp. Oh, her Shannon Sharp episode, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, Nick Cannon, and Joe Budden was enough for me. Like, lady, who are these entertainment interviews? Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple of creators right now that are saying, I did go back and look at those. There are a couple of creators, let me be honest. There are a couple of creators that are therapists that have their PhDs that went and looked at the interviews that she said go look at, and they were like, ma'am, those were not sessions. And this is from a professional. These are people in the field. They're like, those aren't sessions. What are you talking about? And they weren't saying it to dog her, I don't think. They were saying it to let people know this isn't what a real therapeutic session looks like. You know? So anyways, I always say shut up, because you need to do some active listening. Your mouth is the accelerant for her. And when people, the first thing they do is they start defending before they've listened, it's a problem. Every cryptic post that she puts out is gasoline. Every time she puts out a new post that's like, oh, you guys are just haters, that's more gasoline, because that shows you're not listening. You're not listening. How about 72 hours of strategic silence and listening instead of 72 podcast episodes? Let's try that. Let's try that. Get your receipts together. Get your story together. Be quiet and listen. Here we go. I'm going to let you guys out of here. I want to know what you think, but 5 things this week, and I don't want you to skip this. I want you to audit your own bio. Take a look at your bio. What does it say? On every platform, it should be consistent across the board. Every claim you put out should be defensible. Pick one story and lock it in. Okay? What is your origin story? Lock it in. Number 2, I want you to pull your own receipts. Pull your own receipts. Where's your diploma, your certs, your contracts, your, past jobs? Just mentally get it together. Have a checklist of where those things are if you ever need to show them. Have them in one folder. You know what I'm saying? Just one. In case of emergency, let's just say that. In case a school burns down. Number 3, I want you to identify 3 to 5 people in your industry who would vouch for you about something. Your school, your trade school, your past jobs, your somebody that drove you to work. I mean, I ain't seen no pictures, nothing. I don't even have to see your diploma at this point. Like, just show me somewhere you were in school. Show me a picture with you on with a backpack at this point. Like, come on, man. Give me something. Give us something. Give us something. Number 4, I want you to draft your own holding statement. It's 2 sentences. Just 2 sentences. I've seen this conversation and I'm taking it seriously. A full response is coming. That's what a holding statement is. It's something that you would say if there's a crisis. What can you say that will give you time to then go wrap your arms around this crisis? Something like, I'm taking this seriously. A full response is coming. That's it. That's your holding statement. That means, hold on, I hear you. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Then you get together with your war team, your war room, your team, and you put it all together. All that being said, I want you to get your own holding statement together. It buys you like 24 or 48 hours, okay? And number 5, I want you to pick your war room. 3 to 5 people you can call before you post anything if something was to happen. Lawyer, publicist, friend, mentor, spouse, neighbor, an officer you've dealt with. Make a mental note of that. Have the list before you need the list. Because when you're in panic mode, sometimes you forget, like, oh, I could have called her. Oh, she would have been a good reference. Take some time to get your own stuff together so you don't wind up being her. All right. And bonus. How about this? Bonus number 6. Hire help before you need it. Okay. You can identify even before you need it who you might be able to use in the case that something happens. The worst time to look for a publicist is the day the story breaks. I'll tell you that right now. Cheyenne can come back from this. She can, because look who we have in office. I'm sorry. That's like, to me, bottom of the barrel. She can come back from this. I want her to. I want her to come back from this. But she's going to have to do the work. She should have done this in November 2024. And now this is where we are. For the rest of you with a name worth Googling, I want you to take this seriously. The internet is patient. They'll wait. Okay, they will wait to burn you down. If it's keeping a folder on you right now, which you know it is, the question is whether you have one on yourself. You should have one on yourself. If this episode hits for you, do 3 things for me. I want you to subscribe. I want you to send it to one person, one business owner, and I want you to always control the narrative. Head over to my Substack, Control the Narrative. Okay. Tanya is my name, and controlling the narrative is my game. If you don't, the streets will, and they will get it wrong every time. All right, guys, comment below. I'll see you next time. Bye.